Welcome everyone to another top 5 brought to you by Scottish Warrior 92. I'm just going to give you my overall top 5 best games ever. These are my personal top 5. So you may agree with them, you may disagree with them, but please feel free after you've watched this video to give me your top 5. Any game counts, but these are just my personal top 5. And just to give you a little heads up, if you're expecting Call of Duty or any of these big time shooter games to be on this list, you're in for a bit of a disappointment. Now these are all games that I've played and completed, and primarily they are role-playing games because I am mainly a role-playing game player. Um, so let's get this list started with number 5. Now the number 5 slot was very tricky to fill because I have played a lot of great games. But it wasn't too difficult that I couldn't just say this game was brilliant. I don't have the game with me because it's on my laptop actually. I originally got this game years ago from my PC, but my PC wasn't good enough to play it, so I just traded it in and got rid of it. And then I re-got it, I got it again, and put it on my laptop, which was good enough. The game is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It is a really great game. It is actually, in my opinion, still the best Star Wars game ever made. It doesn't take anything from the movies. It's its own story and its own merit. It's made by one of the best game developers ever, BioWare, who make we've actually made the primary majority of this list. The story in the game is very well done, very heartfelt. Graphics for the time were outstanding. I loved the gameplay. Very it made you think depending on the difficulty you thought. The companions in the game were very well thought out. I spent hours playing the game. I've still got it on this laptop. I have played it a few times now, and I do play it occasionally when I get bored. And it never gets old. I do enjoy playing it. It's so much fun playing Knights of the Old Republic because you get to be a Jedi and you get to have a bit of fun. I didn't play KOTOR 2 because it wasn't made by BioWare. I did watch a playthrough of it online and the story in it was very weak. That's why KOTOR 1 is still, in my opinion, the best Star Wars game ever because it's very innovative. It stands on its own. It isn't like The Force Unleashed, which is a prequel, or all these Star Wars movie games, which were decent but not great. But Knights of the Old Republic gave you something different, puts you in the world of Star Wars, and it just there's so much lore to the Star Wars universe. You could make up anything and it would make sense. It was outstanding. I love how it's very engrossing and very tactile as well, depending on how you play it. But I best move on before I start rambling on about KOTOR. The next game, number 4, was very challenging because I wasn't too sure. I was caught between two games one to go third and one to go fourth, and I wasn't too sure what to put third or fourth. And I finally made a decision. And number 4, I actually have the game right here, goes to, in my opinion, the best comic book adaptation video game ever, Batman Arkham Asylum. This game really is outstanding. I absolutely love it. It takes the Batman lure and doesn't just muck about and make up their own shit as they go along. It actually takes a lot from the comic books and the movies. Um, and a bonus, it's got the original voice actor for the Joker and Batman from the animated TV series, which is a plus. But I really did love this. It was a great take on the Batman universe because it didn't just take a main story from Batman and put it in this. It made its own story, and it was very true to Batman's mystique. It didn't make him like a overpowered beast. You actually thought that you were Batman in this game. You think of yourself as Batman because you have to think like the world's greatest detective. And the detective mode in this was outstanding. The graphics were absolutely amazing. It really brings to life what a superhero game should be. It shouldn't be just something you throw together and make yourself overpowered like the Superman Returns game. I played the demo of that and I never played it for 5 minutes and I hated it. And it really adds to the mystique of the Batman lore, and I'm really looking forward to Batman Arkham City. Um, it's really a great game. I would recommend anyone to pick this up because it's just outstanding. I love the take on some of the great villains. Bane, Poison Ivy, Killer Croc, the Joker in particular I loved, Harley Quinn, and I'm really looking forward to see what they do with the other characters in Arkham City. And all I can say is I hope that you agree with me on this one, because this deserves the number 4 slot in my opinion. It is an outstanding game. I love it. I've played this quite a few times, and also the added challenge of the Riddler trophies just makes it even more better. And I truly do recommend anyone to pick this game up if you get a chance to. Now, number 3 was very, very easy, because this game, in my opinion, is one of the best Xbox games ever to be released. This game, I don't have it anymore, unfortunately, because I lost my old Xbox along with all my games when we moved. And if I could, I'd still be playing this game because it is outstanding. It is Jade Empire. Now, if you don't know what Jade Empire is, it was another role-playing game made by BioWare. And I really did love the game. It had a very, very good story. I can't really explain the story because there's actually a lot of twists and turns in it, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't played the game. But it really adds to the game. You think you're about done with the game, and then BioWare throw you another curveball. The story is really in depth. There's a lot of love interest, and actually, I love to give it to this as well. I'm not sure if this is a glitch in the game or BioWare put it in for like a little nudge to people. But this was one of the first role-playing games to feature a gay romance and also a threesome. They are very tricky to get. I have got both of them when I played it years ago. They are very, very, very tricky to get, although, and I absolutely love that wee feat because it just shows that the BioWare were always ready to take risks, and that's what I love about them. They don't play it safe. If they think it's good, they'll go for it. If they think people need to see this, it adds to it. And I really do love the game. The combat in it was spectacular. It was martial arts based, so it was hand to hand, swords, shape shifting, a gun if you wanted, an old fashioned gun, and a lot of interesting characters. And the same as KOTOR, it had absolutely brilliant companions. Each one had their own unique twist to them. One was a drunk bear, basically. One was a naive girl. The other one was basically a princess who was stuck up and snooty as hell. One was a guy with a troubled past. One's an inventor. One's a former drunken master. And it really does add to the mystique of the game, and you actually feel for each character. And one, of course, particular character, I can't remember his name. I think it's Sagacious Tien. He has a very dark past, and you have to try and figure out what's up with him. And it really adds to it. And I love that game, and I would play it over and over again if I still had it. I do intend to download it again on Xbox Live, but unfortunately I don't have enough of it. Now let's get to number 2. Now, number 2 is actually really a game series, and it was tricky to choose between 2 game series for number 1 and number 2 because I absolutely love both these games, and they are both BioWare games. BioWare have dominated this list primarily because I like to play games with a story, and I love the stories that they do. And the games are, the number 2 slot goes to Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2. These games are absolutely outstanding. The story in them is gripping, more so in the first one than in the second one, though, in my opinion. But the second one has its own wee take on the story, and you will get so much out of these games. I'm still playing Dragon Age Origins to this day. I'm playing it. I played it yesterday. I'm going to be playing it today. It adds so much. There's so much content. It's unbelievable. Dragon Age 2 doesn't have as much as Dragon Age Origins, but it still has a lot of stuff in it, and you will easily get 40 hours out of this game alone. This game you'll get at least 40, if not more, 40 to 100 hours of gameplay out of this, and it just adds to the mystique. And I couldn't choose between one of them, because I absolutely love both of them. So I thought they are a series of games. So I'm going to give the number 2 slot to Dragon Age, the series, not just one of the games, because they are intertwined with each other. They are based in the same universe, and the stories they intertwine somewhat, and it adds to that factor. And I'm really looking forward to the next installment of this series, or the next DLC for Dragon Age 2. And all I can say about these BioWare, they do know how to pull on the heartstrings as well. There's a lot of scenes in Dragon Age Origins and in Dragon Age 2 that will actually make you tear up, and the that's why I love these games. They're so entertaining, so gripping, so pulling. You will play these games over and over again. That's why I'm judging. That's why this deserves the number 2 slot compared to other games in the list as well, because there's so much content in these games that I love them, and it really adds to the story. It really makes you wonder. This could all be real. This is basically what the fuck is going on. I need to figure out. You get really gripped into the story, and all I can say is that if you've never played the Dragon Age games, picking up either one of these is, if you're looking for a fast-paced one, go with Dragon Age 2. If you're looking for a more slower-paced one, but still very entertaining and very more gripping story, I'd go with Dragon Age Origins. But the Dragon Age series gets the number 2 slot on my top 5, and for the main reason of absolutely entertaining story, and I love the games, and I will always play them. Number 1. Let's get this straight. This series, in my opinion, is my all-time favorite gaming series, and I absolutely love them. And if you haven't guessed, uh, I'm not surprised. I'd be very disappointed if you didn't, because this is basically the game that started me doing my prediction videos, and it is the Mass Effect series. The Mass Effect series gets the number 1 Scottish Warrior 92 approval. Number 1 and number 2, absolutely love these games. They're from the same creators. In fact, the top 3 are from the same creators, and that says something. These games are absolutely outstanding. I love them. There's so much. It's just the same. It's It's the same reason why I play Dragon Age, because of the story. The Mass Effect storyline is very different. It's the tale of your character, Commander Shepard, and it is very unique. Every Commander Shepard that is out there is completely different from each one. You can make this decision, you can make that decision, you play differently, you do this, you do that. There's so much variety in the Mass Effect games that it's unbelievable. Not as much variety as there is in Dragon Age, but a very broad span of variety in gameplay and story, and that's why I really do love games made by BioWare, because Mass Effect in particular is their first real attempt at a shooter one. Mass Effect 1 didn't succeed, but where Mass Effect 1 succeeded exponentially in story, but for gameplay it kind of failed slightly because it wasn't as good as some games at the time. But where that failed, Mass Effect 2 succeeded in spades. Everything you loved about Mass Effect is in Mass Effect 2 and more. And that's why Mass Effect the series gets the number 1 slot for me, because they improved everything but they didn't take anything away from it. And that's what I love. And I could ramble on about BioWare, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, Jade Empire, Batman Arkham Asylum, KOTOR. I could ramble on about these games all day long, but these are my reasons why I have them in this particular order. Number 5, KOTOR. Number 4, Batman Arkham Asylum. Number 3, Jade Empire. Number 2, the Dragon Age series. And number 1, Mass Effect series. They are really great games, and I absolutely love every single one of them. And just because a game didn't get on this list, in my opinion, doesn't mean they're not all great games, but these are my 5 favourite games of all time. And I would recommend to pick up any one of these games. Even the ones like KOTOR, which are like near enough 10 years old now, I would recommend you go buy it. And it's fairly cheap. You can get it for near enough a tenner at most places. Go get it, pick it up, play it. It's an outstanding game. Same with Batman Arkham Asylum, pick it up. Same with Jade Empire, same with Dragon Age, same with Mass Effect. Any of these games I would give an absolute recommendation. You go and pick them up and actually just have a ball playing them. And what else can I say besides that is my top 5. If you agree with my top 5, click that thumbs up button. If you don't agree with my top 5, click that thumbs down button and give me your top 5. Now, there are no rules, they can be any top 5. But these are just my personal top 5, so I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me and say I'm a BioWare whore. But I'm a BioWare whore and proud. I love that game developer, so please let me know what you thought of this, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and let me know your top 5. And never know, maybe I'll have a wee look at the comments and do another top 5 of fan voted. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and this is ScottishWarrior92 signing off. Please put your requests for my next top 5 in the comment section below. See ya!